I'm going to get off social media, making me crazy. Looking for guest ideas, and it's all the jokey jokers. I mean, we really need some ideas. And then I texted somebody who said they were going to call for National Tequila Day, and I'll just remind him. A friend of mine who owns a tequila company. Guess you can guess who that is.
Maybe he can call us at the turn.
Well, he can call whenever. We'll make time.
You know he's playing golf right now.
Yeah, I know. 421. Man, I wish I hadn't gone off into all that. But anyway, there you go. Small town. I know a lot of you out there know what I'm talking about, though. You grew up in a small town and you knew which families. And it was even, Tyler has a skyline. It was a bigger town. It was even that way in Tyler. 100,000 people at the time, 110, something like that. I don't know what it is. You knew which families not to mess with. And I don't mean like pick on, because I was never big enough to pick on anybody. I mean, you did. If they were bullying you, you didn't get in their way.
Right, they had the resources.
You didn't try to fight. You didn't try to fight them back. You didn't pick up a 2x4 and hit them in the head.
No,
you knew who not to mess with. Like Kevin L-Type was never a bully, but I knew better than to ever mess with Kevin L-Type. Those kinds,
right? Because
he was destined for greatness. He wasn't going to do no male orgasm contest in his life.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't going to be whining about a piddly ant little Cedar Park squirt,
right?
Who hates teachers and gay people. He wasn't going to do that.
He's bigger than that.
You know what he was going to concern?
He's got a whole University of Texas system to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've got like 10 buttons over there, so boom, in his face.
Yeah, you like my new coat?
I do.
Okay.
All right.
All right, show and tell.
Show and tell. Do we have the song?
No, because we have to edit it out. We can sing
man.
it. Whoa, whoa. Hey, everybody. On the camera.
Show and tell.
Just a game I play when I want to say I love. What does that song mean?
I don't know. I've never
he
heard
wants
it.
to show her he loves her.
He wants to show her, and then he can tell her. I mean, those soul songs.
All right. What are we?
Good.
Now, I brought more than one thing, and I'm going to catch up.
I brought several things. I mean,
let me just show you what we were doing 2 days ago. I'll just show it really quick. These dumb things, I don't know why I saved them, and I'm going to throw them away, except for the ones that are meaningful. If you want anything, let me know. I don't think anybody wants a Hooters pin.
All my stuff's for sale, by the way.
There's the Carter Mondale button I held onto because I actually had to cover. I went to the Jimmy Carter speech in 1978. Okay, that's that.
The good stuff.
There is the funniest person in America pin that I got for.
Dudley and Bob with Matt present Show and Tell. Just a game I play when I want to say.
Where'd that come from?
That has to be Dave in the Cave.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. So if we only play 7 seconds of that song, I think we'll be safe. I don't know.
I don't think Teddy P is going to come after us.
There's the not Van Halen, Sammy Hagar VOA.
I almost brought some Van Halen stuff.
You're too close to that. There you go.
I'll give that to somebody. Here's the KLBJ FM pin I got when they hired me.
Is it a swap shop?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
No, I'm repeating what we did on Tuesday that gave us this idea.
My stuff's for
sale. You can make fun of me in a minute. That I'll give back to him in a year or two. And then I'll just jump to it. I won't show you my high school ring. It doesn't matter. And you don't need to see the Hooters pin. Here's the KA pin that Chewy. This is how this got started. Chewy asked me to bring it in. That's the pin of my racist fraternity.
He still wears it.
No, I don't. Anyway, there you go. So who wants to start the official
Well, I got several
show
things.
and tell?
I'm happy to do
you
it.
can see this at 7 o'clock.
I just got 2 items, so I can rip
Two
through it
items.
and rip through it in a hurry.
Yeah, mine aren't like y'all are going to be fascinating, and I'm going to want to know about them.
more
I don't
than
have
Are
anything.
you nostalgic?
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't have anything.
My wife is not nostalgic at all either, dude.
I have nothing.
Yeah.
I'm looking toward the future.
I have a ton of those, but I didn't save them like that.
But I worked these shows. I wasn't just drinking beer backstage. These are working, if you've noticed.
You were giving Hummers.
Well, I'll show them in a second. Working personnel.
Gotcha.
You want to go first, Chew?
Oh yeah, and it's a gift for you too. It was this rattlesnake rattle.
Oh hell yeah!
That guy gave me rattlesnake skin. I went to go
Show
visit.
it to the camera.
Oh, I went to go visit my father from Taylor.
That's a huge one.
And
I don't want to touch it. It's got skin on
this
it.
guy was actually a fan of the show. I went to go visit my dad. He was bartending at this little bar in Taylor. And this guy was like, I'm a big fan. Here's and this was like a year and a half ago. So hey, he just wanted me to bring in his rattlesnake skin, and I gave it to Matt.
Oh, okay.
I have the rattlesnake skin hanging up in my office because I loved it, and it's actually a really well tanned rattlesnake skin.
You hear it?
And you had it in your car one day, and you were like, "Yeah, I'll give it to you," because you were just like, "I'm not gonna do anything with it."
That is not the decorations I pictured in your office. A rattlesnake skin.
What did you picture?
I pictured more along the lines of clean, modern, like Bob.
No, my office is literally decorated in all death stuff, skulls and stuff like that, because I believe in reminding myself that I have limited time on Earth and to do as much as you can each day.
I can't believe I broke my human skull for real.
But that guy
Can't wait to see it.
gave me the skin, and he was like, I was like, you want me to keep this? Or he's like, yeah, it'd just be cool to hear y'all talk about my rattlesnake skin that I made. And I'm like, all right, well.
When you said a
year
guy.
and a half later, here we
No,
are.
I can't do that, Joe.
I may
come
turn
on.
into a belt.
All right. We're going to go around the horn? What are we doing?
Oh, whatever you want to do.
Oh, I thought we were just each going. Or
Well,
is it one at a time?
I forgot to bring in my Elvis record. I'll do it another time.
Oh, we can do one at a time. I like
All right,
that
let
idea.
me see what I got here.
All right.
All right. I'm going to do two, since I don't take everything. First, a real quick one. This is an original Matt Mason. My favorite toy as a little boy.
Let me see.
And you've heard the story of the Matt Mason space crawler.
Is it articulated?
You
Well,
get
here's
that?
the thing. It's off of eBay. The wires are still intact. And what would happen
okay.
is
Oh,
those
it's
wires,
rubber. Okay.
those wires would break.
What about the visor? Still work?
The visor
That's
still
nice.
works. Now,
Good for
these
you.
I love.
Why do you
These were,
Why do you have that?
There was a period, I'm really nostalgic, and I was collecting the toys I had as a kid, and I've told the story. I had the Major Matt Mason Space Crawler. It was the toy of the year. And it was this thing that would walk on legs, it was just a wheel of legs. The day I get it, and this happened several times, my brother takes it apart the next day after Christmas and it never worked again. So Billy Bookout would have his space crawler on batteries going across the yard, and I'd be pushing mine, pulling Major Matt Mason along. So years later, when eBay came out,
Meanwhile, Kevin Eltife had his own actual space crawler.
I bet he had the space station and everything. So then years later, I said on eBay, I said, I'm going to buy one that works. And this lady shipped it to me. I open it up and I look and the switch is on. Shipping had turned the switch on. So now I have another space.
Burn the motor out.
Somewhere.
Burn the GD motor out.
So now I'm, oh my God, where's my space crawler?
I don't know.
I don't know. But here's the pièce de résistance.
Okay.
Every Saturday, I would go down and
Oh man, that's the Beatnik
I would
Bandit.
vacuum my grandmother's store. She owned a dress shop, Moto Day.
It's a euphemism, by the way.
And she would give me a quarter. And when I built up, I think 69 cents or $1, I would buy Hot Wheels cars.
Is that a red line?
And these are called Red Line. These are
Is
the
that a
original.
Beatnik Bandit?
This is from the 1960s. This one is
with the badge, right?
with the badge. This one is the
Beatnik Bandit.
Is it?
I think so. Look at the bottom. I think it's where it's printed.
Yeah, this is the Beatnik Bandit.
Oh, and that turquoise blue color. I love
Yep.
that color.
Still, and this is called still on the card. That means it's still on the
A
card.
little dog-eared, but be careful with
You're
that.
gonna play with it?
Be
or
careful
wanted
with
to
that.
say-
That's worth about $150, I think.
On a good day, maybe.
This
not
is
worth
and
the
then
jack if you
this
Let me
is-
see if I can name the name of the car.
Well, it's easy. It says it on it. It's the
Oh, I can't see it.
It's the police. It's
Oh, I never saw
it's
that
the
one.
fire chief.
What's that worth?
They're all worth about $120. I haven't looked in a long time.
And you're just gonna keep them? Or
There's some
do
that
you sell
there
them?
are some that even if they're not on the card, there's one or two that
Oh,
are worth,
yeah.
that are worth
Sure.
thousands.
But
Sure.
what are your plans? Like,
I don't know. It's always to give them to my son, and
and then he's gonna play with them or sell them for 120?
yeah, I don't know. You need to buy heroin or something.
I got a few things. I got
some more when we come
I
back.
only know of 2 copies of this in existence. This is the Prince comic book.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then it's got an ad for Prince and the new power generation. I bought 2 of these when I saw them back in, I don't know what year this would have been. Oh, it says that's the early 90s.
Have you opened
And I
it?
gave the other copy to Mike Judge. Dale was there. Remember we went to talk to Mike Judge when he was getting a haircut? I don't know.
What?
I don't know if Mike Judge still has his.
I remember having dinner with Mike Judge.
No, we went to.
I did a table.
We went
reading.
to the. We went and saw him at the. He was getting his haircut at that place that we used to go to with.
Fantastic Sam's?
No, down on 6th Street, not on downtown.
Super.
What was the name of that?
Oh, your dad's
What was the name of that
mustache.
place? We We used to get our hair cut
Visible changes?
across from the Italian restaurant, across from the
I-
Spaghetti Warehouse.
I don't think I was with you, dude.
Yeah, you were.
No.
Yeah, we both
No,
met
I
him.
did I've done a bunch of table readings
Porto
with Mike.
Poletto?
This is all stuff from my office.
Avant, whatever.
This is the first book I ever read, the first real book.
Champs on Ice.
Yep, I'm thinking of making it into a movie. I'm working on the screenplay right now.
Yeah, that'll happen.
1950. This is my book of working personnel, press passes.
Look at that.
Not press passes, what are your backstage passes? You got your Springsteen. You got your Van Halen.
I didn't save mine. Mine are all stuck together and
Bryan
stuff.
Adams, The Firm,
Radioactive.
Genesis, REO, Stevie Ray. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Working person. Anyway, and then I've got some Springsteen autographs and things.
You
down
go
in
back
here.
and visit these?
No, but I'm glad I
didn't meet
saved
my
some of that
judge at a
stuff.
I didn't meet my judge at a haircut
Here's
place.
a couple of Springsteen autographs there, 2 out of 3 that I
Well,
have.
then why did you have to wait in line to get his book signed? Why didn't you just glue
'cause
that
I didn't
in
have
there?
a picture with him. And then this is
Oh.
the piece de resistance.
All right, well, you're showing all your stuff.
Yeah,
now?
I might as
going
well.
around.
I'm
All
going
right, well,
fast.
I got more.
I'm going fast. Check that out. You want to touch that, Chewy?
Whose autograph
It's
is
Michael
that?
Jordan.
That's Michael Jordan. That's
Mm-hmm.
MJ.
Given to me signed for me personally by Michael Jordan.
And he said, "Here you go, Bob."
It's
No,
actually,
they
and
mailed
it's
it to me,
It's a
but-
Bob-sized basketball.
Matt?
You want to touch it? It'll bring you a good look.
You think the Space
Just
Jam
don't-
thing will happen?
Hey, don't grab it by the.
I went like
You
that.
don't grab it by the autograph.
I didn't grab it by the autograph.
As a matter of fact, you shouldn't even have. It should be in a box. It should
Yeah.
be in a
I don't
plastic
know.
box.
And
or
then I
whatever they
got
call it.
another one that the whole team signed. But did you just give me COVID?
Matt,
I talked about this a bit when I first came in today because
show and tell. Dudley and Bob show. You can see it at 7:00.
it's no secret, I have an issue with something called bipolar disorder, which makes it impossible for me to get along with people and for people to even be around me, which sucks. But one of the things I've learned about myself over the years is that nostalgia always sends me off into sad places. So I don't keep anything around the house. All I have is I have this one jewelry box. It's my grandfather's jewelry box. And inside there I have a couple of things. But I never look at it because then it makes me feel all weepy. But I thought, well, I'll pull something out of there to bring here today. I didn't realize we were bringing collections or whatever.
Well,
I
just
actually,
stuff
I don't
in-
even have any collections. I like to not have clutter. And years ago, someone taught me, I should back this up. My mother has a little bit of a hoarding issue. So I don't want to catch any of that. So I don't like to have, I don't save anything. It just goes in the garbage. But years ago, someone taught me with this thing right here. It's called a camera phone. You can take a picture of anything, and it doesn't take up any room. So I started anything that I ever wanted to keep, I just take a picture of it now, and I file it away. And if I need to go look at it, I think a lot of times people keep stuff because they're like, well, maybe I want to look at it one day.
Right.
Am I right or wrong on that?
Yes, I guess so.
Or maybe we keep it so that when we're
But
doing
what if it's
show
like
and
a
tell,
Prince comic book? You can take a picture of every page?
I would never own a Prince comic book. It's not something that would even
What?
enter into my.
Hey, you want to go on eBay right now and see what that's...
Yeah, I'm gonna look and see.
You guys
See
keep
what
talking
that's-
about the value of the stuff that you have on eBay. Have you?
How do
guys,
you think we're going to retire?
Is it going to be off of selling Prince comic books?
I'm taking offers right now.
Okay.
How they coming in?
I don't know. DM me.
So today I went to go look for that jewelry box and I could not find it. I went through every drawer
man.
in my house and it is gone.
The low on Bob's Christmas Prince book rather is $29.95. The high is $65.
There you go. That's
Guess
not
you-
bad on a
Guess you're going to be retiring
75
sooner than
cent-
you thought.
75-cent investment. What's the return on that?
I can't do the math
ahead.
on it, but about 70, a
Continue.
little over 75 times. And
All right, what do you got?
so I couldn't find that, and then I went to look in the attic of my old house that I'm rehabbing to turn it around.
Hot up there, I imagine.
A little hot. A little hot, and it turns out there's nothing up there either. I thought maybe I left it
No.
behind when I moved or something. So I don't know what happened to it. I think maybe it was in a box that got left on the truck or something when I moved. I don't know. So that's just gone out of my life. I did find this today. This is the first watch I ever owned, and this was given to me by my grandfather, Frederick George Schneider. And this is, you can see from the side, is the size apparently of my wrist as a child, because this was, I think, in kindergarten I had this
It was
watch.
weak.
I really wanted a watch for some reason. Most kids don't have a watch, I don't think, when they're in kindergarten. They don't care.
What are you
That
gonna
looks
be?
like... That looks, Yeah.
But for some reason, I really wanted
tiny.
a watch.
Is that a G.I. Joe watch?
No, it's a regular. I mean, watches used to be men's watches used to be much smaller than they are now.
I know.
So this is
But
my
the
grand.
band, the diameter of the band is small.
Oh, absolutely. Look at it.
I know.
Look at it. I mean, I can put 2 fingers. I mean,
It-
it's the size of Dale's mom, and 2 fingers, 3 fingers.
Chewy could use that as a.
But it has stopped at 5 minutes past
A
noon
Saturn ring.
on the 3rd. That's when my grandfather. When I found out my grandfather died, I just stopped this watch.
You should give it to
forever
Yuri Geller.
and left.
I'm
it.
gonna
He didn't like hide it in his
wind
butt
it
or
while
anything?
you're not looking.
I made that last part up because it made it sound pretty cool.
I just have some sad. Oh, that's not the original.
So
God almighty.
that's my thing I brought in, and then I've got one other thing. Should I do it now?
Yeah, I want to see it. Oh, I thought you were drinking that when you were coming in. I thought you. Man.
This is the first beer I ever drank in Austin, Texas. It was about a week and a half after I moved here. I was 18, so I couldn't buy liquor. A guy named David Beebe, who was in
knew that
a band called Schlitzquartz. He's in a bunch of stuff. He's a big NRBQ fan. He lived in my dorm. He's since gone on. He owns a bar out in Marfa, and he is a radio host out in Marfa. And I didn't know him that well. He just lived in my dorm. He was a cool dude though.
Yeah.
And he gave me this. This is, you cannot find a Shiner bottle that looks like this.
Is that
anymore.
the original color of the label, or did it
It's
change
faded a
colors?
bit. It's
was
faded
it
a bit.
Was it the yellow?
It was a
orange?
brighter yellow. Well,
Okay.
it was kind of an orangey yellow though. It wasn't the way it is now. But this is the first beer I drank in the city of Austin. Now here's the interesting thing. It was August of 1990.
Wow.
So in about a month, this will be a 30-year-old bottle.
Holy cow.
For some reason it just stayed in my dorm room. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it just sat there, and like you can even see it. Like I think it grew some crap in it. Like it just stayed in my dorm. And then when I was moving, I needed it to put
Pencils.
incense.
Oh,
in.
yeah, right.
I don't know why I had incense in my dorm room. And then somehow it ended up in a box. And then years later, I was just like, oh, I gotta get rid of this trash. And I thought, no, I'll hang on to it for a little bit. But anyway, that's what the Shiner bottle used to look like. Doesn't anymore. And if you're watching this, you'll be able to see it. And I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. So that's my little remembrance of
It's
when I
very
became
cool.
when I became an Austinite.
I
30
just
years
had
ago.
a shock and then unshocked because I was seeing the Beatnik Bandit for $17,
Right.
and I didn't realize I'm so old that they reissued the Red Line.
What does
Like
red line mean?
Red Line meant the
Yeah, there were reissues. There's always reissues.
It's the
of that
red.
stuff
See the wheels? They have a red line
going
around the wheel.
instead of a white wall. It's like a red wall.
I bought this for about $60, $70.
$70. I thought you bought it for 69 cents or something. You said when you're.
Well, no, these aren't mine original. I bought these on eBay years ago.
Oh, I
this
thought
one
you-
is this one is worth somebody sold it for $295. I'm still working on the fire chief.
Damn.
Did you have anything else, Chewy?
How is that worth more than my Prince comic?
Well, okay. Now we got the good
Yeah.
stuff.
Chewy has one thing. I have two things.
I don't know why I saved this, but I have the Beatles, the complete Beatles on. I think that's a unsealed beta tape. I have no idea why I have
Why?
that.
That's-
Yeah, it's beta.
Nobody has a beta player, a Beta Max probably, right?
I think I looked this up and it was worth something. I don't
no,
know.
it's not.
No.
Well, I'll just throw it away then. I don't know why I saved that. Beta. That was a fun prank phone call I did many years ago when Beta was had been completely phased out.
Right.
I just called a what do you call it? A video store. What were they called?
A video
I
store.
called Blockbuster.
Oh, Blockbuster.
And I would ask them if they had a movie, and then I would just say, "You got it in beta?" And I did that until they would hang up on me. Every movie. This is a special item. I should give to my kids, but I didn't. This is a Swiss. What do they call that? The one with a little cross. Forget what company. What's that called?
The Swiss Army.
It's a Swiss Army knife.
Or is it aluminum?
And this is the Spy Kids edition that was only given to cast members. Well, why didn't let my kids have
How'd you
that?
get that?
This was in my box my last day that they
Holy
filmed.
cow, dude. He treated you so good. That son of a gun.
You want a kids watch you want a pen? You want the knife?
I got nothing.
I
I
worked.
didn't get a big applause like I rapped for the day or anything like that. I got to sit next to Salma
I knew this was
Hayek.
going to go south. I knew.
You know, but
I
I
knew
like-
before I left the house today. I was like, this thing is not going to go well because these two guys are going to get
You keep
competitive about
telling
their
me
Yeah,
you-
this
memories.
is a competition.
It's a little watch and a penknife.
Man, oh man, lucky you. It just keeps,
You mean,
it just
are you
keeps-
talking about that after I worked 23 weeks
It just keeps.
and all of a
You
sudden.
didn't work. You sat in a trailer for 23 weeks.
That's not true.
Not coming into this job.
I took days off that I had. What is going on right now?
Well, I think we
Well,
just
you
all
got
know
special
how it is.
gifts.
You can't affect my mood.
Privilege.
I'm not trying to
Oh, I
affect your
did
mood.
include.
Sheer privilege.
Oh, I got
You
the
affected
pisser
my
stuff.
mood.
So anyway, are you talking about the day that I had lunch with Steve Buscemi and then we were sitting next to each other and all of a sudden the whole cast stopped and applauded and they gave me all these gifts?
That's what he's talking
Something
about.
like that.
All right.
I'm mad now. Where did my purple rain?
All right. Here you go.
Purple rain.
This is probably not worth much at all. It's yellowed, but here is my Nigel Tufnell doll still in the box.
Now that's pretty cool.
from Spinal Tap.
Nigel Tufnell.
Now here's another one.
Put it
I
on
wanted
11.
to see the Michael Jackson one you had. You still have that?
funny you mentioned that.
Man, you brought a bunch of stuff.
I grabbed a box. There's my Michael Jackson doll still in the box.
But
you can see where it's kind of open here. He sneaks up into my son's room at
Oh,
night.
no, come on.
Up until recently,
That's
when my son hit puberty, he stopped going up
That's
there.
a cheap
How much
shot.
is that? I want that.
You can see where this isn't worth a lot. There's a ton of them.
I'll throw you
evidently.
like $20.
That's a
You
cheap.
don't have
That's
to
the
throw me
last
anything.
photo too
Here.
of Michael when he still had any
Christmas is
masculine
coming.
features about him.
Now
like he
this-
had one of those little like thin mustaches and stuff.
Yeah.
This next one, my brother-in-law gave to me as a joke. My
Look at the
ex-brother-in-law.
amount of crap you have.
I don't have a, this is
This is giving me anxiety to see that you have this much junk.
well, I don't know what I did wrong.
You're just jealous.
Where do you keep it? On the attic?
No, this is in my office, and I've thrown a bunch of stuff out. My brother-in-law gave me this as a joke because I used to do Elvis on the air, and a really bad impersonation many years ago. And my sister gave me all this Elvis stuff, and he found it in his collection. What he didn't realize is this is the rarest Elvis 45 ever. Now, it's not what they call clean. There's scratches on it, but I'll show you why it's rare. Is
Only
that,
one side.
Yeah, it's a DJ copy. You can see it's not clean. So at one point I looked and this was $1,000, but this copy probably, whatever the going price is, it probably wouldn't be because somebody scratched it up. It was just, where people put their 45s, but it's blank on one side.
Right.
So that means this was issued to radio only, and it's a song you don't know called Old Ship.
Well, that was his first recording. Did he record that for his mom or
Yeah.
something?
So, and
When you talk about things like the value.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I'm asking you a question. Don't here we go me.
we have
You know,
2
you're not
minutes.
my bro, dude.
Don't here we go
You
me.
you made
Can
it
I
clear.
say something?
You made it
Can I say
clear
something? 'Cause
at the
you-
beginning of the
'Cause you-
show.
hold on. Can I say
You
something?
made it clear
Can I say something?
that happened.
When Matt was trying to tell his story,
That happened.
When Matt was trying to tell his story, and I hate defending him, you were kind of Pepper. I just want to say this: you ruined show and tell for everybody.
Oh man.
I did?
What are you doing?
How did I do that?
I knew a fight was going to happen.
How did I do that?
He peppered
good.
you, and then I tried to just show part of my life, which I forgot I even had it. It happened to be in the box, and I had to catch hell for having a watch I've never used
Wait a minute.
and a penknife.
I'm
from a
missing-
kids movie.
Let me get that
Did
Michael
one of you
Jackson
guys
up off
steal one of my backstage passes?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
stole one of your backstage.
I
passes.
stole your
Where's my
Barbara
purple,
Mandrell.
Where's my purple rain pass?
I don't know. Probably that same story where you lie and say you introduced Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Well, there's the.
No jokes.
You know,
on,
I was
no,
gonna
no
give
laughs
you-
on that.
I was going to give you my Neil Diamond.
I threw my backstage.
God, I worked a lot of
passes
Barry
out.
Manilow shows. I got like
I w-
4 different Barry Manilow backstage passes.
There's only one diamond to worry about right now.
Who's that?
Diamonds Direct.
I got to do that right now?
Do you
Oh, is that
Did we
time?
really
Are we
do
at
the
the, are
whole-
we at
Do you
the
really
end
want
already?
Michael Jackson?
Are we at
I
the?
kind of do, man.
Let me see what he's
are we
worth.
at the-
MJ.
are
Last
we
I
at
saw,
the-
he's only worth about $30. So, Faculty Austin. What is that?
Facility. That's the Bowie World Let's Dance tour.
Well, why don't you dance over and get your copy and do your spot?
Why don't you just
Anyway, that show and
take
tell was a blast,
your
guys. I
gifts
hope we
from
do it every
Robert
day.
and
Bye, everybody. We'll try and do show and tell another time,
I
and
got to leave with something.
hopefully nobody will get envious
Well, I just don't think it's fair. That's all.
that I worked 23 weeks.
You didn't work. Come on, dude. How come I have more lines than you in my movie, and how could you work more
I
than me?
was
How did you
standing.
work 23 weeks? I worked
You know what
a day
I forgot?
and a half.
You know what I forgot to bring in?
I worked
forgot
a
to
day
bring
and a
in the
half.
Spy Kids book where you see me standing in 3 or 4 scenes. I had to stand like
standing in
this.
scenes. I had costume changes. I had to do special effects. I had to fall off a chair during an earthquake.
Did you get hazard pay?
No.
23 weeks. No, I only didn't work every day, but usually 1 or 2 days a
I'll
week.
tell you what. What am I doing?
Diamonds Direct.
Diamonds
You were
Direct.
ruining show and tell for everybody.
All right. Listen.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. If you want to watch this at 7 o'clock tonight, you can on KLBJFM.com.